Okay, hi. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see you all here on day 3 of the Calm Confident Parenting Workshop. This is impressive to see you showing up here. I see folks who I know have been expressing they want to see things change, and I know it takes time and effort to show up even to a free workshop like this. So I'm so glad that you're making the time and effort for that. High fives to you. And I said that I would give out a free coffee card every day to someone who attended the day before. So that's going to go out to Angela this morning for attending live yesterday with me. So today's topic, you guys, is the best question to ask to end the daily battles. I want to ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, how frustrating have those battles been? Everyone has different levels. It could be like drawn out tantrums. It can be just resistance that you feel like you're always fighting against. What level of frustration has it been to be having those daily battles? 0 to 10, 10 being the biggest. Yeah. Okay. So we want to make it get out of that place. You do not have the time to be losing. Yeah. Whether it's a 7, it's a 10, whatever it is, I want to get you to the number that you truly want to be at, that the battles, no child's going to be perfect and never have upsets, never have a time they want to do something differently than you. But I want to equip you to have the tools to be able to manage it in a way that you feel great about when you go to bed at night, and that you are seeing changes progressing forward. So your handout, again, if you don't have it, say workbook, and I will make sure that you get the 3 Keys to Calm Confidence workbook. And I want to also remind you that tomorrow I'm going to be hosting at 8:15 p.m. a live question answer time, so that if you want to talk this stuff through a little bit more, we can do that. And also, if you have been curious about the support that I offer and you want to put in an application, you can do that through this link that I just posted. So let's talk about the right question to ask, friends. Before we get there, I'm curious what really stood out to you after yesterday's session and Monday's session. What has been simmering, percolating on your mind? New awareness. Give you a second to type that, because I really would love to hear from you. Okay, we'll put those in. I want you to really be reflecting. Agreement in advance, says Alyssa. Awesome. I'm so glad that's something you really took away. So when we have gone through this process, we've realized the errors that keep us trapped and making mistakes and causing us to feel overwhelmed. Ping pong parenting, only parenting from the neck up, very cerebral, moralizing, or asking the wrong questions. One of the key questions I find parents asking with the daily battles is, when is he ever going to change? When is he or she going to do better? Am I right? And friends, here's the question I want to suggest to you to ask instead. Where do I want to be spending my time? Where do I want to be spending my time? Do I want to keep spending it on the daily battles and being in those cycles of suffering, I call it, kind of a struggle bus, where I'm trying some things. I value gentle parenting, but I don't really have all the tools for kind and firm at the same time. And then I end up in this place of anger and exploding. And then I feel guilty and I go back over to the first place, and round we go. That's where I've been spending my time, or some version of that, just being frustrated, trying old ways, and essentially trying to get a screw in the wall with a hammer and being really frustrated that that tool isn't working. Do I want to spend my time there? Or do I want to spend my time in a new, different way? Do I want to spend my time on solutions? We talked a little bit about this yesterday. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. And I know you may have a job that gives you less hours with your kids, but I've had friends that say that have shifted in jobs, like they were working full time and then they moved to part time, or they were part time and they thought like they wanted to go fully stay at home mom, and all different moves in between those three options. And they experience the same challenges. It's not about the amount of time you have with your kid. If you have been spending it with ping ponging and not being predictable, if you've been spending it just moralizing and not having a plan for that moment that you're going to consistently follow through with, then you're going to keep seeing the same results. So I want to suggest to you that you pause today and let go. We just really got to slough off all of those negative excuses, those things that make us be like, it's just fine. I don't know. I probably don't need to worry about this that much. And I want you to really look at whether you want to keep spending your time in the ways that you've been spending it. You've been coming here for a reason. There wasn't calm, there wasn't confidence. And the question I want you to ask is not, when is he going to finally change? When is she finally going to do better so that I can be calm and confident? Kind of ironic when we really think of it that way. Why am I asking this 3-year-old to be the one that really changes the dynamic here? Versus, okay, I'm the grown-up. What do I want to be doing? What do I want to be bringing to the table? There are 2 people in this power struggle, and I have a lot more control of one of them. Right. So that's my question to you today, is to say, let's shift away from why, and let's decide today to start spending our time in the most effective way. Being predictable, being able to build our children up in the way that we see them lagging skills, being able to use our words wisely, do our thinking and our planning in the most effective time, having a clear, consistent, predictable strategy that we're not grabbing at things here, there, and everywhere. We can master it. We can feel like we're moving forward. We feel like we get more and more solidly confident in ourselves, even if there are challenges. I mean, friends, my kids are not perfect. Just last night, my 8-year-old was trying to do a Rubik's Cube, and he got really flooded and overwhelmed by the complexity of this video we were trying to watch to get some tips, and he just melted down. But let me tell you, those meltdowns used to get me asking, why are you doing this? Why can't you be different? And then grabbing between overly coddling and throwing out threats. And instead, I knew what to do. I had a plan and I followed through. And it was better within about 5 minutes. And it was better in a way that I didn't feel emotionally taxed by. I had clear boundaries. I had ways that he was owning his part of it, and I felt like his helpful guide. And not just when we're at home by ourselves. I had friends over this weekend, and my son just really got frustrated with something, was having a big emotion. And again, I in the past would have just felt embarrassed by that, and that I needed to fix it really fastly so that like they didn't think I was a bad mom or have a bad kid. And I guided him in the way that we have been working on, and it was better within 5 minutes again. And these are the things that we've been working on. Every child has different things. Some kids, it's like outburst explosions of anger. That's not my kid. He never struggles in that way. He struggles in this more meltdown emotional way. Now, my daughter, she's the more explosive, outward, yelling, and stubborn one. So I've got a sensitive and I've got a stubborn, and I've learned strategies that help me feel confident and help it get better and better as the years have gone by. I put the work in, I spend my time in the way that feels best, doing the planning, doing the learning, and then I'm able to manage it in a way that really feels good and I'm seeing really positive results. And I do that with hundreds of families each year now. So I want you to think about the question on your handout says, what are you going to do? Oh, excuse me. It says, are you going to scrape your driveway now? So I want you to just think about that. When you think about the challenges that you're seeing right now, where you're at right now, and there's a place in your handout to reflect on that, what is it going to look like if we don't scrape that driveway now? So what I mean by that, many of you live here in Montana, and it's like we had a snow the other day, and then it seemed like it was going to get warm, and the way that our driveway faces, I was like, it'll melt off. I don't want to deal with that. And then guess what? The part that we drove over with our car, then the temperature dropped, and now it's this thick, icy chunk that I'm going to be battling for a long time now, every next time I try to shovel. And this is what I see people doing in parenting is they're like, maybe it's going to be fine. I don't really want to deal with it today. Like, I don't have any extra effort to put in, just going to get through the day. And then that ice builds up. And friends, the reason that I got into this work of sustainable parent coaching with 2 to 10-year-olds is that I was a counselor for many years with families of 8 and older. And I saw kids coming in with suicidal ideation, just being really held back by anxiety and depression. I now have seen family members who have their kids coming home from school, their freshman year of college, laden with anxiety and unable to really manage that independence, living back at home, not thriving. Very intelligent kids, but the emotion management, the knowing how to be responsible, having the grit, having the tools to be able to face challenges, a lot of that I saw lacking. And I had an hour with these families or these kids to try to make it better. And I was like, you know what? I want to move upstream. I want to give super wraparound, authentic, real support to parents that are in the trenches 2 to 10 in the most impactful time of life that I know can help them prevent getting to that place. That's what brought me here to you, friends. That's why I'm here to support you. And in my own journey of being a parent, I noticed that there wasn't a lot of this kind of support out there to help people prevent those things. We need a balance of kind and firm. It has to be a way that we're building our children, we're supporting them, we're growing the tools we want for them, and we're doing so in a way that builds responsibility, that builds respect, that builds, allows us to have breathing room, allows us to actually get some time with our spouse at the end of the night, allows us to not have to get up from the dinner table to get the blue cup instead of the red cup, that allows us to not have to live our lives in daily power struggles. Like, I want both you and your kid to be thriving when you launch that child at age 20. And even now, I want you and your child to both be thriving. I've seen the cost of it in marriages. My own sister almost got divorced over the challenges of young parenting because she didn't feel equipped with the support. She didn't feel fully equipped. She didn't feel fully supported in how to have clearer boundaries, in how to have the tools that really work to be kind and firm. And she got there. She now has an amazing 14 and 16-year-old. But I don't want you to lose the things that you could lose. I don't want you to end up in that place. So I care enough to say, I want you to decide today, whether it's working with me or it's something else. I want to push you to make a decision today. What has not been working that I've been like, it's probably fine. The snow will melt. That is like, but what if it doesn't? What might be required of me? It might mean putting on my snow pants and getting out there and do the shoveling. With our kids, it might be that we need to quit saying, it's kind of fine. Maybe they'll outgrow it. and say, no, I know from science that these early 5 years especially are the most impactful to build their personality, to give them the sense of how to manage emotions, how to have strong work ethic, how to be respectful and responsible to others and the world and the things in our lives, how to be able to solve problems, how to feel powerful without being a terrorist. Are you ready to build that now? Scrape your driveway like, okay, yes, I am ready. I want to put the work in now so I get the payoff. I know there's a lot going on. I'm ready. Write the words, I'm ready. I'm ready for this change if this is hitting you. It's an invitation to step forward. I know there can be hesitation like, well, I don't know exactly how, but step up, do it, make a choice. Don't wait till tomorrow. I mean, as I talked about the first day, you're a busy mom or dad. You're either a corporate executive, stay-at-home mom, working mom or dad. You've got crap to do. You got stuff that matters, and this matters. Let's change it. Let's get you there faster, in a fun way, in a way you know will work. Rebecca's like, I'm ready. Alyssa's ready. Yes, high five, friends. Well, great. Let's get you there. I want you to take whatever path feels most authentic to you. No pressure from me. Let me tell you, if you feel aligned with my path, what that support would look like. So the support that I offer has 3 key areas that really make the change. It's doable, it's supportive, and often fun, and we get you there faster and easier. So what that involves, the doable portion, is that there's self-paced learning videos that I've pre-recorded all of my best advice into 5 to 15-minute videos that all fit within this brain structure of CEO. So your mind takes the learning and really knows where to channel it, when to use it, how to use it effectively. So that's self-paced learning, 5 to 15-minute videos. The best thing I hear from people is like, it's finally doable. I can do that. I can watch a video when I'm grocery shopping or I'm driving to or from work. My partner and I can both watch them and then have a discussion where this third party has helped us to get on the same page. Okay, that's doable. The second part, supportive and often fun, is that this is a community setting that I offer my support in. You're alongside some other parents who have similar challenges and similar wins because you're all on the same path to success. And parents love it. I've seen people make some new friends here in town through it. I've seen other people just like finally feel like there is a safe space to admit some of the horrible or hard things that we think about, because I'm very real. I share my own, and we're real and we're growing, and it works. So that's the third part, is it gets you there faster and in a way that's easier, because I've been doing this now for over 10 years. I have 20 years of experience working with kids. I was raised by a single mom, so I know lots of tricks of what you do when your time is short. And I also have been a working mom and a stay-at-home mom, so I know the nuances of what we really need when we are around our kids so much. So friends, if this is aligning for you, I want to invite you. I see lots of people. Jessica's ready. Angela's ready. Yes. Awesome. Alyssa, fabulous. Well, I'm ready for you. And I want to give you an extra bonus. If you want to learn more about my program, you can go to sustainableparenting.com/mentor. And those that are ready, I mean, many of you, you know me, you now know what it's all about. Put in your application with the link that I'm just putting right now into the comments. And those that step into this opportunity, we get started this weekend or early next week. And anyone who joins in the next 3 days, so by the end of the day on Saturday, will get an extra hour session with me, where either Sunday we'll schedule it so that you can have it on the weekend with your partner, or we can do it during next week. We will get right into an hour-long session where we dig deep. What is really going on in your family? What do you most need to do first so you can start seeing change by like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday? We're going to super personalize. I know people have asked, well, how does this really work with my 2-year-old or my 8-year-old? That's what I'm going to give you. So friends, thank you for showing up. If you have more questions you'd like to be able to ask, tomorrow at 8:15, I'm going to be hosting a question answer time, and I'll have 2 past clients on that call. So if you want to ask me or ask them any questions about the support that I offer, you can do that there. 8:15 p.m. through this exact same Zoom link, or here it'll be posted on Facebook. And then I'll also be posting several interviews this week with clients so you can see their stories, you can hear what they have experienced. And most of them have said during those interviews, if you'd like to reach out, feel free to ask them questions. So I'll put their link of their name underneath. And decide today, friends, where are you going to spend your time? That's how you can get out of the battles. Am I going to spend it just putting off old habits, or am I ready to step into, wait a minute, what can I do about this differently? New action, new results. See you soon, friends.